Hi, friends. Welcome to La Femme en Bleu. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Please subscribe. If there's anything that you want to share, please make sure it's positive. That's the space that I'm in right now. I don't need any negative comments. I appreciate you. So, thank you for tuning in. So, wanted to share today a few key points to look for when dating, because we don't want to get to the marriage and then start reevaluating these key points. Some of these key points have to be checked off while dating, or even before even fully investing yourself in the relationship. So I don't have anything written. I'm just going to simply throw things out there. Naturally, I might leave a few things off. I know I've seen a list of top 100 things to look for. I'm just going to throw a few key things that I know are important to check off when dating. Naturally, when you initially meet someone, whether it's restaurant, library, grocery store, or just down the street, who knows? Always make sure, and I know I don't necessarily believe love at first sight, but there's got to be some chemistry there. Okay, because at the end of the day, we're not made of rocks. We are people of emotions. We created flesh and blood, and so we have emotions. And so it's good to check off to make sure that there's some level of chemistry. It doesn't have to be full butterflies in the stomach, feeling jittery or whatever set of emotions that are out there that folks might feel. I just know that there's got to be a sense of, oh, I like this person. There's something there. There could be something there. And sometimes they might be absolutely nothing, because I've heard of stories of folks growing into friendship and then growing into love. Those are probably the best relationships. It's kind of like it takes time. It's almost like a plant, you water it and then eventually it starts blooming and growing. And those are the best relationships, those that are, you spend time investing, in different stages. And so that's a whole different post, because I never had that experience. I wish I had. I had a lot of friends in high school that I was really close with, a lot of male friends actually, because I grew up with brothers. So naturally, I tend to, what do you say? I had more connections with boys than I had with women in terms of friends. And so I always had a lot of male friends, even leading to college. Most of my friends were male friends. And so looking back now, I'm saying, you know what? Some of those relationships could have led to a serious romantic relationship, which would have led to a marriage. But my mind wasn't there at the time, I guess, And with life, people moved on, I relocated, they relocated, and we kind of lost touch, but I had some really solid friends growing up. male friends that I could count on. They were brothers. They were really brothers. Until this day, I'm certain if I were to cross path with any of them, they would watch out for me. They would have my back without question. But people move on. They get married, and I never want to stay too close with a male friend once they're in a relationship because I don't want their female to start feeling jealous. So that's always my thing. But anyway, so first thing, make sure there's a sense of energy, chemistry there, and that you connect on a level. Sometimes it could be spiritual, sometimes it could be physical, sometimes it's just intellectual. But there's got to be a connection, that some common ground that you can find so that you can at least get to the next stage and build a friendship. Now, some relationships do skip stages. They might skip the building a solid foundation of a friendship. But I think it's really important to have that. It's important to have that solid foundation to secure that you know each other and that you can trust one another and that you'll be there for each other. And then that can take you to the next stage and have that foundation flourish into something more solid, something romantic. But beyond having some form of chemistry, I would say make sure you do your background check on the person. Google them, see what their Facebook page is like, Instagram, wherever they may be. What is their dynamic with their loved ones? Whether it's parents or aunts and uncles and, their family members. Do they have external friendships, solid friendships? What are their friends like? You kind of want to know. And now that we're looking at a different layer of things, you want to make sure that the individual that you're looking at was born of that gender that you desire. So that's another layer that is important. You don't want to be deceived. You want this person to be truthful. So those are key things that are important. I think I've just named 3. I'm sure I can go on to 50 or 100. You want to make sure that if you are someone who is financially stable, that you have someone who's also financially stable, at least thriving to get there as well. Not someone who's going to come into the relationship and just sit along and say, well, he or she, is doing very well. Why should I have to put in any more effort? You don't want someone who's going to not support and be a partner. You're looking for a partnership. And it's not necessarily 50-50. I would say 100-100. You want the person to be whole. You want someone to come into the relationship being whole. I'm not saying that they can't lack certain things, but someone who's confident in who they are, someone who knows what they're going to bring into the relationship, someone who's not a liability. Please, make sure they're an asset. They're not going to come and deplete what you have, the foundation that you have, and take and take and take and leave you with nothing. And I'm not necessarily referring to financial. I'm referring to emotional as well. That they're so needy that they just want what you have and not bring anything to the relationship. You want the person to totally trust you because you've already established yourself. You have your set of friends, you have your family. You don't want someone who's going to come in and they want to know where you are 24/7 or they want to see you all the time. No, you need space. And they need space. And that's healthy. There's nothing wrong with that. So look for red flags, look for green flags. Definitely look for the positive things that this person can bring to the relationship. And if there are more red flags than green flags, don't do it. Don't set yourself for failure. You want a relationship that works. And don't settle just because you are alone. Being alone doesn't mean you're lonely. Being alone just simply means you're alone. And you might have to find things to occupy your time, whether it's joining some kind of a sport in the local area or volunteering your services. Something that's going to make you feel good inside, where you're contributing to society and not feeling that you come home, you're sitting by yourself, you're watching television, you binge watching, or you're eating what you shouldn't be eating. No. Find things to do. There's so many shelters. You can volunteer your services. You can tutor at a community center. You don't have to feel alone. You don't have to be alone. And you don't have to be in a relationship to feel adequate, to feel that you're contributing. Build you. If you're not in a relationship, continue to be you, continue to build who you are. But don't settle. No matter what you do, don't settle. It's better to be alone, not lonely, alone, than do the things that you love, than to be in a relationship and can't do the things that you love because you're being restricted. Okay, find your happy place. If you're by yourself, find your happy place. If you're in a relationship, make sure it's a happy one. Make sure it's a relationship that you can build and grow. If there's no progression, then what's the point? All right? It's not a post where I'm trying to bring anyone down. I want to encourage and build. All right? So, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. And I hope that in the midst of where you are now, today, as you watch this, I hope that you find your happy place. Okay? Be encouraged. Until we talk again, friends. Thank you.